Hi everyone, hope you're all staying safe and well. Welcome to the Citizen Channel, and hot on the heels of a League Cup win against Tottenham Hotspur. We have the little matter of a Champions League semi-final first leg. I mean, if you told me this 40 years ago, I wouldn't have believed you. Told me this 50 years ago, I would have said, yeah, that happens every season with City, with such a big club. But so yes, P.S.G, Paris Saint-Germain versus Manchester City, Champions League semi-final at the Parc des Princes, is it? Parc des Princes, whatever it's called in Paris. Obviously no crowds there, unfortunately. 8 p.m. kickoff on the 28th of April 2021. It'll be being shown on BT Sport 2 and BT Sport Ultimate. So there you go. If you've got either of those, I won't. I'll have to find a way of watching this somehow. I can't fly over and get an air balloon to hover over the stadium. So I'll have to find another way of doing it. So we're going to have our usual features on this big game. Is it the biggest game of the season? Possibly. Possibly is. Carabao Cup's nice, but, you know, at the end of the day, we've been there, done that, got the T-shirt, haven't we? We're looking at the Champions League now. So I'll have our usual features. I'll have a look at my projected 11. I think it's fairly set in stone. There might be one or two different circumstances with it, or one or two little judgments, but I think we pretty much know, as long as everyone's come out of the Carabao Cup final okay, our best starting 11 at the moment, don't we all? Well, more or less our best starting 11. I mean, Pep knows better, obviously. Still a left back problem, isn't there? But we'll talk on that in a minute. Of course, I'll have a look at the odds on the game and just for fun bets, and I never condone gambling, just a bit of fun, just a bit of interest, and I do it with my heart, not my head, particularly these little bets. So if I ever win, it's quite good, but not done too bad this season. Anyway, that's later on. Please, if you're new to this channel, you enjoy what you see, please push that subscribe button, push the bell notification. You see lots of City stuff on here as well. And if you do look very carefully, or not so carefully, because they're quite there in your face, but I do little things on film and TV as well. I have a film and TV channel. I do movie reviews, TV drama reviews, information vlogs, that sort of thing. So if you want to rest from football, which I certainly do sometimes, then please have a look at that. And if you know anyone who might be interested, please point them in my direction. I'll be very grateful indeed. And of course, all comments are welcome. So leave your comments. Thumbs up are fantastic. If you can't leave us a comment, that'll be great if you can do that for me. And if you need any friends or followers on Facebook and Twitter, there'll be a couple of links on screen. I do check every 3 or 4 days and follow and friend everyone back. And of course, I post loads of stuff on there to do with football as well, particularly City, obviously. Right, here we go. Yeah, the History Boys, please check out, I'm actually recording this. It may be available later as you're watching this, but please check out, sorry, the day after, it's the day of the match, or the day of the P.S.G away leg. Please check out the History Boys feature. I'll just do a little brief one now, but it's in more detail on my History Boys vlog, so just look out for that one. Yeah, there's only been one previous meeting in Paris, although we have played them 3 times, only once in Paris. It was on the 2nd of March 2016, so not so long ago. Even I could sort of remember that. A Champions League quarter-final this time, wasn't it? Mr. Laurent Blanc was the P.S.G manager. Pellegrini was City's manager that day. Struggling a bit in the Premier League, we sort of clung on to 4th by the end, didn't we? But it wasn't the greatest season, but we're doing okay, and we went there with a lot of confidence. P.S.G themselves had just clinched their French title previously to playing us, so they were quite happy with that. Attendance was 47,228 with 2,400 Blues. If you look at my History Boys thing, one of those guys does a little bit of a match report on the day, etc. And the score, of course, was P.S.G 2, Manchester City 2. So not a bad result at all. KDB put City in the lead. Ibrahimovic, I get that right, I always say it wrong, equalised on 41 minutes. And then obviously P.S.G took the lead in the second half through Rabiot on 59. But of course, Ferner made it 2-2. Was it deflected? I think it was deflected. I can't remember now. Ferner, I thought I've only just done that match report about 3 days ago. Fernandinho equalised on 72. So yeah, a good result. A slight advantage with 2 away goals to take back to the Etihad, of course. So that's our only ever competitive meeting in Paris against Paris Saint-Germain. How are they doing? Well, let's have a look. Yeah, in the Champions League. Yeah, I used to call it the Chimps League. I'm being a bit mean there, aren't I? I'll stop doing that. It's the Champions League, of course. They did win the group containing RB Leipzig. Are we allowed to say Red Bull? Probably not. RB Leipzig, United, and Istanbul here, or Sachse. They did lose 2 games in the group, away at Leipzig, where they ended the game with 9 men in a pretty bad affair, really. 40 fouls in total, 20 fouls by each team, and they did end up with 9 men, but they lost that one. And of course, they lost at home to United, didn't they? Unbelievable, really, when you think of. But they can do that. We know they can do that, and that was quite an entertaining game as well. But of course, PSG got revenge on both those teams with the return legs, of course, or the return games, if you like, with it being the group. It wasn't going to get easier for PSG in the knockout rounds. They had sort of knockout rounds from hell, didn't they? Barcelona was the first challenge, and a stunning 4-1 win at Barcelona gave them sort of confidence just to play out a 1-1 draw at home to see them through for that one. And it didn't get any easier after Barcelona, did it? After Barcelona, they had Bayern Munich, the current reigning champions, or ex-champions now, as we know. And again, they played away from home first, which is significant, I think, compared when you look at our game coming up. A good away win 3-2 was followed again by a defeat at home, but they'd done enough in that away match. Obviously, they'd lost 1-0 at home and won 3-2 away, so they did go through on this away goal rule. There's rumours, or has it been said it's going to be scrapped at some stage? But there you go, they took advantage of that. But a good result overall. Domestically, they're comfortably now into the French Cup semi-finals, I think. I think someone wrote the quarter-finals today, but I'm fairly sure they're into the semi-finals. But anyway, they're progressing in that. But they're not having it their own way in the league. It's not straightforward. It's quite tight at the top. There's certainly 3 teams slightly above everyone else. Lille are a point ahead of PSG at the moment, and Monaco are a point behind. They've all played the same games, and there's 4 games to play, so plenty to play for. So I say they're not exactly run away with it, which we can tend to do, can't they, with the French league? The latest match was on the 24th of April, a 3-1 win at Metz. Metz are sort of mid-table, so an okay win, not too bad. Mbappe limped off, but I think we can. I think it's fair to say he'll be fine by Wednesday when City play him. Some good respect between the two clubs. I mean, Neymar for Paris Saint-Germain recently commented, "We've eliminated the champions of Europe, Bayern Munich. We're in the semi-finals and we'll have to work even harder." Very complimentary, Mr. Neymar. Riyad Mahrez as well was looking forward to it. He stated, "It's very special for me because I was born and grew up in Paris. I'm happy to play against them." So there you go. That's a little bit about PSG. What about my thoughts on the game? For what they're worth, let me know what your thoughts are on this game as well. And what a potential game we have here, for the neutral. Not so much. You usually get entertainment when PSG are playing, aren't you? And more or less you get entertainment when City are playing. I'm not going to say you don't. But as far as the neutral's concerned, we know these games usually end up quite stale, and with it being the first leg of 2, it's perhaps not going to be gung-ho, is it? Let's be honest about it. It's going to be a bit cagey than perhaps it's more like playing a one game, isn't it? This, I think. But I think what we've seen with City's defence is that we're going to have to really be on the ball. We have been exposed a little bit lately, haven't we? We had that great run of clean sheets, but teams have been getting in behind us and leaving us a little bit dodgy on pace, mainly sometimes when Walker's not around or Walker's too far up front. So obviously he'll be a key thing in this game, I think. But we'll have to be a lot cannier in defence, I think, to progress to our first Champions League final. It will be interesting to see how they play, because obviously, as I said, sort of hinted at it before, the last 2 games have obviously been able to take a lead from the away game. So now they're at home the first leg. So I do expect an interesting game as how Pochettino, the manager, will actually play this. Will he actually go for it and try and get that win, or will he just rely on the fact he might be able to come to the Etihad and do something? It'd be quite interesting to see how they play. As I say, I think both teams will be a little bit cagey, to be honest with you. What PSG do have, and we know that. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I'm not telling you grandma how to suck eggs, but it's an impressive forward line, isn't it? They can misfire. Of course, they can misfire. Any team can misfire. But if you look at that Bayern Munich game, for instance, obviously, which is the latest we can look at in Europe, Bayern had 31 shots in that game to PSG 6. And this was obviously the game in Munich, and it was PSG 6 shots, they got 5 on target. That's quite impressive, and yeah, 3 goals out of that. So that's hit the target, make the goalie make a save. That's all you have to do. I'm sure 31 shots of Bayern Munich didn't all hit the target, unfortunately. So there you go. You've got to make the goalie work to actually score a goal or get a deflection if it's on target, etc., etc. I mean, the game against Barcelona didn't follow that same pattern, but then again, the shots on target ratio was still quite high. And this is obviously a worry for City, who've sort of not always been great for us, has it, on our ratio shots on target. I mean, again, in the Carabao Cup final, which is our latest one, there's too many shots over the bar and wide, to be honest with you. We've got to make, and yeah, we did get some on target and they were well saved, but that's what you want, that's what you need. If you don't get them on target, they're not going to be saved. They can float over, can't they? And of course, obviously part and parcel of that is the 2 names. The same Mbappe, who I think will play. There's no problem there. Limped out, but he'll be fine. And Neymar, of course. And obviously they can be a bit wind-up merchants, so we have to be wary of that as well. Some of our guys can get a little bit temperamental, can't they? So we're going to have to be very, very clever and canny on that side of it as well, not just the footballing side, but the winding up side, and just keep our emotions in check for this one. But as I said, they can have their off days. They're not always going to fire, and you know, we can't really say that. You know, they have to have a bad day for us to win this. I mean, I think both teams play to their abilities. I think City are the better team overall. I think we've got more talent in most departments, apart perhaps from the striking force. But we can't afford too many loose balls, not certainly. Perhaps on the edge of the 18-yard, perhaps we might get away with it. Even there, if we make some loose passes, unless we've got a little bit of cover at the back, we could be in trouble. So we're going to have to be very good with the passing percentage. If we're only up in the 86-87%, we might struggle in this one. We need to be in the low 90s with this one to actually get through it, I think. Because let's face it, PSG can launch a pacey attack from almost anywhere. I mean, we can. You know, Edison gives us a big boot. Depends how PSG push forward, but they do tend to leave sort of still men at the back, even though they've got the quality up front. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. This was a one-off game. I think I'll be more confident. But over 2 legs, PSG and Pochettino have shown they have the tactics to win, don't they? As I say, it'd be interesting now they're at home this first one. But Pochettino sort of got the last 2 games, Barcelona and Bayern Munich, off to a T, hasn't he, as far as tactics are concerned? And surely we're not going to get 31 shots on target. So there, but. So we've no fully fit striker, have we, unfortunately? But so we're going to have to make sure we put up some of them to bed. I mean, some of the guys who've been fluffing these chances won't be playing anyway. I'm talking to people like Sterling, obviously, who's fluffed quite a few chances lately. So that's obviously the better players that'll be playing. The Gundogan's of this world can score the goals. The Mahrez's of this world proven they can score the goals. So we might be all right. Yeah, it is going to be a big ask. I mean, this is a very, very good City team. It's a very, very good PSG team, and it's a very good City team that would be almost perfect with a fit and firing Sergio. Imagine if we had a fit and firing Sergio in that team at the moment. It would be almost, I would be so much more confident, but it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. And someone said about it'd be nice to see him come on against PSG. I said, well, the only time Sergio is going to come on against PSG is if we're either stuffing them or we're in serious trouble. So I think that's probably the option. So I can't see it happening, to be honest with you. But there you go. We can still win this over 2 legs. Of course we can. I'm confident. We've got to be confident. Pep's got to be confident. But we have to be on it, and we have to let PSG worry about us and try to play. I think Pep said it again. We have to play to our strengths and play as normal as possible. Pochettino, not unlike Pep, has a tendency to overthink. We've seen him do it in the big games for other teams, and this is a big game for PSG and Pochettino, isn't it? So let's hope he does overthink it, and Pep doesn't particularly. Let's say Pep does his normal, as he's promised. He's going to watch him, he's going to have a look, but he's going to ask our guys out to go out and play the normal game. I seriously think a lot of, especially this first game, the team that handles the nerves will come through this. And let's be honest about it, I think both teams would be delighted with a draw. So I'm hoping for a City win, but I will take a draw. But I said on the proviso that PSG won't be in awe of coming to the Etihad and going to an away ground, will they? No matter whether there's fans in there or not, they seem to quite have the tactics quite spot on for that. So As I say, I don't think either team will be disappointed with the draw, but I still be a little bit panicky if we don't bring a lead back to the Etihad. But hey, we can do it, can't we? Right, my 11. There we go. This picks itself. Let me know, as I said, what you think about the game. As I say, I just think they're a cracking team, PSG. I think we have to give them respect, and let's hope both teams are on it, and it's a real spectacle. But I doubt it. The first leg, I think the second leg will be a bit more entertaining or depressing, depending which way it goes. But yeah, so that'll be interesting. Anyway, Mike, let me know what you think about it. Right, my 11 for this game. As I said, the only quibble I've got with this is left back. So this is my 11 based on after the Carabao Cup game. They've all come out fit and well. Edison and the back four: Walker, Diaz, Stones, who can play in this county. He's not suspended for this one, and a guy called Laporte. Could be Zinchenko. Definitely, I don't think it'll be Mendy, but you never know with Pep D. He might play Mendy in this Champions League, but I doubt it. So I've gone Laporte over Zinchenko. I wouldn't be surprised to see Zinchenko, but I mean the last time he played in the sort of game of this sort of quality, he did start off pretty poorly and gave the ball away a few times. We can't be having that, can we? It's not to say anyone who takes his place can do any better, but I'll go with Laporte on this. Let me know what you think anyway with that back line. And then I'm going, obviously, Rodri rather than Ferner. I think Ferner will be on the bench. Gundogan and Bernardo. And, of course, KDB, Foden and Mahrez up front. I think that's possibly our best 11 at the moment. As I said, with a little query, if we get that, I'm hoping to get 9 or 10 of them right. If we don't get 9 or 10 of those, then I'll be a little bit surprised, to be honest with you. So the 11: Edison, Walker, Diaz, Stones, Laporte, Rodri, Gundogan, Bernardo, KDB, Foden and Mahrez. Let me know what you think. Anyway, what's your 11? Let me give us a view of that. And the match officials, all German this time. So we've got a couple of cats as well. We've got a couple of cool cats this week. We've got the referee who's Felix Bridge, Felix the cat. His linos are Marc Borsch and Stefan Lupp. And on VAR, we've got Marco Fritz. And if you know, there's something called Fritz the cat as well. So we've got a couple of cats in charge of VAR and the referee this time. So I do like cats. So let's hopefully it'll go okay. Assistant VAR is Bastian Dankert. And the fourth official is Daniel Siebert. So all from Germany. My score prediction, well, I won't be happy with this. I'm going for, as you know, when I do my odds thing, I always put a couple of bets in, a couple of odds scores anyway. So I'm going for a 1-1. As I said, I won't be too disappointed, but I won't be overly happy either, because as I say, I do worry about PSG when they come to our place. So I'll go with a basic 1-1, but I do have another score prediction in a little while when we look at the odds. So there you go. Let me know what you think it'll be. That's fair. 1-1. I mean, it could be 2-2 like last time, couldn't it? You never know. The odds, please be gamble aware. Only ever bet what you can afford, and when the fun stop. And obviously, the last time we met, it was a total wipeout, 5 points loss against for the Carabao Cup final. So a bit disappointed with that. Tierney didn't brandish as many cards as I hoped, and it sort of knocked all my plans. I had 2-1, I think, and 3-1. So there you go. I should have had a 1-goal margin, shouldn't I? That's something I don't do sometimes. But hey, there you go. So keep your bets to the minimum today. As I said, I bet with my heart, not my head. So don't ever. This is just for a bit of fun, just a bit of interest in the game. Not that I won't have any interest in this game anyway. But there you go. So here we go. To win the Champions League, City are still 11-8 favourites. They've been favourites all season, obviously up to about, I think you could get probably 5-2 or something early in the season, but down to 11-8 now. PSG are the second favourites, 16-5, so the bookies expect the winners of this game to go on and win this title. Real Madrid are 4-1 and Chelsea the outsiders at 9-2. Premier in the actual game itself, City are 6-5 to win the game. PSG are 21-10. So it's not often you get odds against City, but obviously I'm not going to jump in with that one. But 14-5 the draw. So hey, I've gone for a draw, so I'm gonna, all right. I usually try and spread it about a bit, but I'm gonna go for a 1 point on the draw. So I'll go a point on 14-5. So I'll be happy with 2-2. Don't matter 1-1, 2-2. But as I said, I'm hoping for a win. First goal scorer is interesting. Obviously, they've got Aguero down there with Mbappe at 9-2. I doubt very much Aguero will see anything in this game, as I said, unless we're in trouble or absolutely walking it. So yeah, Mbappe's interesting at 9-2. Neymar's 5-2. 5-1. Icardi 6-1. So the first three out of the four are all PSG players, yet they're expecting City to win, which is unusual, isn't it? Mahrez and Foden are 7-1. KDB 7-1. Gundogan's 9-1. And just looking at some of the outsiders are interesting. Rodri's 14-1. Yeah, free kick could be one of them games. Bernardo's 16-1. Stones is 35-1. Laporte is 40-1. So there you go again. Free kick wise, if it's a tight game and we just need a score from a free kick, very possible. Very interesting score. I've not had a go on them, but just, I wouldn't put you off. Both teams to score. Yes is 8-11. No is 6-5. Correct score. So my 1-1 is 13-2. So I've gone half a point on that, and I've gone for a 2-1 as well. I've gone for a 2-1 for City. Which is 8-1, so I've got half a point on that. Of course, if you fancied the same score as last time, which was 2-2 in Paris, that's 12-1 if you fancied that. Half time, full time, City 5-2. Yeah, a draw and City's 5-1, so that's not bad. That's not a bad price. P.S.G to be winning at half time and City to draw the game at the end is 14-1. That's not a bad thing either. I mean, we have shown the ability to come back from being behind, so. That's not a bad little price. Anytime goal scorers, again in line with the first goal scorers really. Mbappe and Aguero are 5-4. Neymar's 8-5. Icardi's okay at 21-10, and then you've got Mahrez and Foden at 21-10. KDB at 7-4. Gundogan at 3-1. That's interesting. Rodri at 6-1. Bernardo 11-2. But again, I'm looking at Stones. I'm going to have half a point on Stones and Laporte on the basis that if it's a tight game, they'll from a free kick or a corner or whatever. So Stones is 14-1, so I'm going to have half a point on him anytime goal scorer. And Laporte is 16-1, so I'm going to have half a point on him at anytime goal scorer as well. Just for a bit, let's say, just a bit of fun. This is nothing. Please don't back me and think sort of follow me and think you're going to make money on these things. It's just for a bit of. We probably have over the season, but it's just for a bit of interest, as I said. And the under/over goal market over 2.5 goals, very possible. It's 4-6. That's not a bad price. Under 2.5, so only 2 goals in the game is 6-5. Yeah, could be 1-1, and then it could be a good price as well. Over 3.5, if you fancy a goal fest, so 4 goals or more, that's 7-4. But under 3.5, I mean that's not as that's 1-2 on. So obviously they are thinking it's not going to be a particularly goal fest, a bit of a cagey thing, isn't it? So there you go. We're Not Really Here show. I have no idea yet. As I'm recording this, City haven't put that out who's going to be on there yet. But as you know, it starts about an hour and a quarter before the game. So if you like your We're Not Really Here show, just check in with the mancity.com. Well, there you go. That's my thoughts. What do you think? I mean, should be quite interesting, shouldn't it? Should be very, very, very interesting. I mean, I don't usually get nervous for Champions League games. I think I got nervous for the Real Madrid one a few years back when we got to the semi-final. So I think I will be a bit more nervous this time. As I say, it doesn't. I think, as I say, we've almost got the perfect team to win this Champions League. As I said, if I only had a fit Aguero away, that might be the difference. But so I think I will be a bit nervous because I've got a flipping good chance, haven't we? You know, pardon my French, flipping. So we've got a good chance of winning this. Let me know what you think anyway. But thanks for joining me today for this big match preview of Paris Saint-Germain versus Manchester City, the first leg of the Champions League. Let's hope for a good result. As I said, it won't be all over for either team if it ends up as a draw. If it ends up a PSG win, it might be a bit of a struggle, but hey, we can do it, can't we? We're City, aren't we? So please, just look out for my review of this game, which will be out obviously on Thursday, about Thursday lunchtime. So we'll check back with that. Let's hope it's good news. And please check out those recent Citizen vlogs. Of course, my review of the Carabao Cup final, and also a little thing of clips and images of Wembley and my little trip down there, and just a little vlog special on that as well. So there's a couple there for you to have a look at if you weren't able to get down yourself and just want to have a little bit of a feel. I say within what I could do. I say it's not something I normally do because obviously other guys do it a lot better than me. I don't do a lot of these live things and report back and stuff like that. But I've just done that because obviously there wasn't much out there for people doing it. So I thought it was nice for people to see it who didn't get the chance to go down. So check those out anyway. Right, thanks for joining me for this big match preview. Whatever you're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. Until we meet here again on the Citizen channel, or perhaps have a look at my film and TV channel. All I ever ask you to do is stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. We can do it. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.